Hey, hello, this is Physics Chapter 2, review questions 2 through 10 solutions. I will do the practice problems 5 or 6 through 10 solutions on another video. So we're on page 69. Number 2 says, what is air resistance and how does air resistance affect the acceleration of a falling object? All right, air resistance is just when air molecules resist the path of a falling object. All right, so that's part A. Part B, how does it affect the acceleration? It slows it down. So in a vacuum wouldn't be any air resistance. So it wouldn't slow down at all. All right, number 3 says, what is the definition of free fall? All right, well, free fall is the motion of an object falling solely under the influence of gravity. So no other force. All right, only gravity with free fall. Okay, number 4. Says a very picky physicist says that no object can really experience free fall when falling near the surface of the Earth. Explain why the physicist is technically correct. And that's all objects experience at least some air resistance. Some much more than others, but anything that has mass is going to experience some air resistance near the surface of the Earth. All right, number 5 says, even though the physicist in question 4 is technically correct, explain why we can still assume that most objects falling near the surface of the Earth are indeed in free fall. And that's air resistance. Especially when you're dealing with the things we're dealing with, like rocks and balls, air resistance is often negligible. All right, that wouldn't be true of a skydiver for sure. Anything that has a lot of surface area is going to experience more air resistance. Okay, number 6, if an object is thrown up in the air, where is its velocity 0? And when its velocity 0, what is its acceleration? Right? Its velocity is 0 at maximum height. Maximum height. But its acceleration is going to be negative 9.8 meters per second squared. Or negative 32 feet per second squared. All right, so maximum height is where the velocity is 0. Number 7, on the moon, gravity is significantly weaker than on Earth. Would you expect the acceleration due to gravity on the moon to be larger, smaller, or the same as compared to the acceleration due to gravity on Earth? All right, so you would expect it to be smaller. In fact, the moon has 1/6 the mass of the Earth, so it has 1/6 the gravitational acceleration. Okay, number 8 says a feather and a penny are put in a long glass tube and all the air is sucked out of the tube. While inside the tube will the feather fall faster than, slower than, or at the same as the penny. And if it's in a vacuum, as you saw on the video with the bowling ball and a feather, they will fall at the same rate. Right, number 9 says a ball is thrown up in the air with an initial velocity of 1.2 meters a second. If the ball is caught at exactly the same height from which it was thrown, what will its velocity be? Well, it will be negative 1.2 meters per second. All right, remember the up and down illustration. If it goes up at 1.2, when it gets to that same spot, it'll be negative 1.2. All right, and let me do number 10 up here. Number 10 says, suppose you have two balls of equal mass. Although their masses are equal, they are made of different substances. As a result, the first ball is significantly smaller than the second ball. Which will have the highest terminal velocity? All right, well, the smaller ball will have less surface area. So the small ball will have less air resistance. If it has a smaller surface area, so a higher terminal velocity. All right, that does it for the review questions. Remember, the review questions are really important on the multiple choice true-false part of the test. And I'll hit practice problems 6 through 10 on the next video. Thank you for watching. Please correct your paper.